Guys, 3 months ago, I took a gold Tag Heuer, broke it down, melted it, and turned it into a Viking bracelet. You won't believe what this thing looks like.
For Roman, this is our specialty, okay? We're not gonna hammer the gold and try to do this in our basement. We're gonna do it in our 3D printer and then use the gold from this beautiful timepiece, or I guess it wasn't that beautiful since it looks like this now, you know what I'm saying? And turn it into this Viking bracelet for, I guess Roman thinks he's a Viking now, I don't really know.
What do you mean I'm not the Viking?
Get to it, boys.
The watch that turned into a bracelet is about to be revealed. Everybody, please stay seated. Please don't get up, please. What's going on, brother?
What's going on? So which watch did you melt down for this bracelet?
So it was an old gold Tag Heuer.
Tag Heuer.
Probably from the 80s.
Right.
And this one they made him heavy. So
how much did the gold weigh, do you remember?
it was about $9,800 in gold. It was just about $10,000.
So let's calculate that before I even take out the bracelet. Can someone give me a scale, please? So we should be looking around 200 grams.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm very proud of this piece. I'm very proud to unveil it. This Nordic style right here for our guy. We gotta make sure it fits his wrist and everything like that.
Who wants to be king?
So the dope thing about it, it says gray market on the inside, designed inside and out. And the dope thing is it has this beautiful little mechanism right here that pops it open and you hear the click. So it's a nice little thing. So it just gets you just enough to be able to click on.
Oh, this is insane.
It was designed by AI.
Really?
Yeah. This was AI design, you know what I'm saying? So that's really what it was. But hold on, what are you doing?
No.
What are you doing? You're ripping this thing. You already meant it out. There's a button right here to pop it open.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So
okay, so you
automatic.
well, you're gonna have you guys tighten it up a little bit now because you just did that. But there's the tooth right here, right? That you're gonna have to bend in a little bit to make it nice and tight because now it's doing this.
Well, it's a good thing I'm in a jewelry spot.
Yeah.
Classic Roman Sharf. I was so anxious to put the bracelet on. I didn't wait for Max to explain to me how the ratchet system works. I almost broke the damn thing.
This mechanism was really the thing to make it go, but definitely don't rip the 18-karat gold apart like that, please. But whatever, we'll tighten it up. Let's see how much it weighs. 169. So I mean, but it's solid. So there's really no room to make it any heavier.
Right.
Okay. So those spruces that cast this whole thing, they need to be cut off. Dust is flying all over the place. How much dust? That's another question. That needs to be swept. How much is left in the brush after you sweep it? And after you cut it, the saw, this, that, dust, the carpet, little granules are flying around, and gold is heavy, it adds up. And then the polisher has a good time too. You know what I'm saying? It's a metal. It has to physically be somewhere. It's not gonna evaporate. But there's gold loss, on the inside the crucible, and this and that, and it's burnt into this and here and there. So little by little it adds up, but all those things, all that gold is eventually recovered because, even my polisher upstairs, he'll rip out the carpet once,
Once a year they usually do.
Yeah, something like that, and he'll burn down the carpet and he'll do all that.
I told his designer, I said, I want a simple, rugged, Nordic Viking theme.
Ivan down here? That's
crazy.
And AI made it.
Ivan's gonna fix this thing.
What do you mean by AI made it? Like
AI.
the AI designed it?
AI design, yes.
Yeah.
It's AI design. We asked AI to make a Nordic style bracelet and it came up with hundreds. You gotta go through hundreds of variations until you find something you like.
Fucking awesome.
Generate an image of a Nordic style bracelet. I should be doing it.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Dun, dun, dun.
Here's the image of a Nordic style bracelet with
Insane is that?
design element.
Can you make me one in yellow gold?
No, it's yellow.
Yeah.
The image of the Nordic style bracelet in yellow gold.
Now try to generate for me a bikini pool party with chicks in it.
Why bikini?
We were rolling through Africa, 10 Land Cruisers, bro. Toyota Land Cruisers, you know what I'm saying? Off-roading into this village.
I mean, I was following your story. It looked pretty insane.
Yeah.
What was the part where it was literally like mud pits? That's where they were looking for diamonds?
They, or during the dry season, they take all the dry riverbed and they stack it up. And during the wet season, they wash out all of the sand, leave the gravel, and then out of the gravel, they pan out the diamonds go to the center and the gravel goes to the side and they look for a diamond. So you gotta move mountains of gravel from the bottom of a riverbed essentially.
When it's dry.
It's a different world, bro. People are living off of $50 a month. We're sitting here, you know, that's when I realized, I was telling the people, you know what I'm saying, out there, like, this is a $20,000, $18,000 watch, whatever, and people in New York, they laugh at me. They think I'm a loser because I'm wearing this.
You wear it because you like it. You can wear whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, well, I wear it because, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to sit here and be the guy that, it's gotta be the rich, you know what I'm saying? When you look at the world and people are living, I'm like Bill Gates over there, bro. I'm like Bill Gates over there, and people are laughing at me over here. It's just a weird world when you look at it that way.
Things are so relevant.
People are living on $1,000 a year if they're lucky. I got 20 years of their fucking salary here, 20 years of their salary on my wrist, and it's laughable. It's a joke, this watch here. So think about that. 20 years of someone's life is a joke to laugh at gray market.
That is the mic drop.
So Max always does a lot of cool stuff for us. For me personally, he's a friend. Doesn't charge me for anything that he does in terms of work. I was trying to come up with some sort of a gift, and I wanted to do it in the realm of precious metals and history, which is what I love. So a little story time for you.
I thought that maybe I'll come with a story that maybe possibly could at least surprise them.
Okay.
We're going back to the colonial times. We're going back to the times before America was born. Majority of the American territory, specifically the Caribbean, was controlled by the Spanish. Some territories the French had, right? But mostly it was the Dutch and the Spanish, right? The Spanish, they ruled the Caribbeans, right? We're talking about Bahamas, we're talking about Key West, Florida, we're talking about all the islands. They were getting gold, they were getting silver, they were getting emeralds, and they were shipping it all back to the king, right? Well, during that time, in the early mid-1700s, you had a little Spanish territory, which is now known as New Orleans. And, you know, they were trying to, you know, grow as they did in the islands, as they did in Florida and stuff like that. They weren't doing so well financially. So a letter went out to the king saying, listen, we're not doing so well financially. We need some silver. We need some money. We need some money to grow here. The king thought about it, said it might be worth my while. So he called out to the regional governor, or whatever you want to call him, over in the Bahamas and said, listen, send the ship with silver over to New Orleans to help them build and help them grow. So the ship leaves. It was during hurricane season. It got caught up in the hurricanes and it sunk. And that silver never actually made it to New Orleans. Fast forward, president was Jefferson. What was Jefferson trying to do? He was trying to grow the country. And there was this thing in history, in American history, called the Louisiana Purchase. I'm sure you heard of it. This is where we literally, from the French, we bought that middle piece. But before that happened, the king said, "F New Orleans, it's not going to work out. The silver is lost. It's a lost cause." The French made him an offer and they bought it. They bought the New Orleans territory, or the French territory. The ship's name was El Cazador. And the wreck is now known as, if you Google it, the wreck that changed the world, it would be that wreck. Because they were saying that if that silver were to make it to the Spanish would have never sold to the French, and the French would have never sold to us. So I brought you a present. This is a piece of precious metal that you don't have. This is a coin from that ship.
Coin from that ship.
The shipwreck that changed the world.
Wow.
It was actually harvested from that ship, because that ship was found later on, and that's the coin that came with it.
Being on 47th Street, you run into a deal almost immediately. You can literally walk around and stumble upon deals every 20 feet that you walk down there. We come downstairs, see a guy that has an immaculate 5402, the original Royal Oak from the 70s. The watch is damn near 50 years old. I have never seen one in better condition. Let's see if we can make a deal.
The 5402 BA. Nice watch. Great condition. Anything with it? Archives, papers?
Archive.
Archive? You have a picture of the archive?
How much over this? 85.
You see? For me, best 82. Otherwise, no need. This archives I want to see. Problem is the market today, vintage AP, is so difficult. It went like this and then boom.
But for this price,
I know.
Because one day you have sell one in the group, 130, and condition. No archive, no.
I don't know anybody paying that type of money today for these. So I can make you offer 75,000
For what?
for this.
39.
What's best? No more no negotiations just right now. Okay, let me just call my friend, confirm. It's a beautiful watch. I mean, I'm going to send you as much as I can. I just want to make sure there's nothing service, that it's all good. It's really nice condition. Okay, hold on. I'll send you some more pictures, right? 80,000, you have a deal. 80,000.
80,000?
Yeah. What do you mean? 81? I might be able to do 60 like this, and the rest I can send you bank wire. Mazal. But there are a lot of times where I talk shit about coming on the block, like the old days. They're not the old days anymore, they're the new days. But it's always cool to come here and to do a deal with somebody that watches you on YouTube, that's a fan and supporter, that's also in the business that you've never done business with. So this guy pulls out this 𝗴𝗿𝗄𝗏𝗂. I just thought that the condition and the price was just too hard to pass up, even though the appetite for purchases right now is not as high as it usually is for me, but one of those things I couldn't pass up. 𝗴𝗿𝗄𝗏𝗂, super clean with archives. I mean, look at that thing. It's gonna find a lovely home, that's for sure.
He has copies from the warranty papers from 2002, and from Man Jewelers he has
A receipt?
it's more like appraisal. But you know, in 2002, how much they went for?
So my opinion is that you should polish it because it already has been polished and it's beat to shit. I'm looking at some of the edges. I'm looking at the spots between the pusher and here. You can see somebody did something with it.
So through Henry's turn, I'm doing archives.
Okay.
Got a new strap. I talked to Mayal and he goes, don't polish it. And I'm like, well, everybody wants retail ready now because our whole world now is...
So how much are you asking for this watch? Let's start there. As is.
For you or like in general?
No, for me.
For you, I'm asking 55. In general, I'm going to be targeting 60 if it's retail ready.
65 you should target, especially the rose. You know what I do with things like this? Is I tell my client, here's the watch, as is, never polished, right? You have an option. You keep it as is if that's what you prefer, or you leave it with you for a few days and it comes back brand new.
Right.
That's what I wouldn't polish it right now. My only issue with the watch is that when I looked at the dings, some of the dings look like they've been polished over a little bit. I don't know if that's a polishing cloth or it's just the watch has been rubbing against the sweater.
It's probably the same as my dad's condition.
I'm shocked that this watch is not over 100,000 yet. Like shocked.
Has it been polished before, and should I polish it? What happens to vintage watches or neo-vintage watches, a lot of clients want them in original condition unpolished. You leave it up to the client. When you get a vintage piece or a neo-vintage piece in that's a little bit beat up and you feel like you want to polish it, leave it up to the end user. Say, look, I can make it look brand new, or I can leave it in its existing condition. Which do you prefer?
New merch drops now.
What are you eating?
Hard-boiled eggs, a little bit of salt, some sourdough bread.
Are you filming? Hi, this is you remember me? I'm from the Gaming of Sheamus channel. Hi. Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
You just got another subscriber.
Yes.
Guys, subscribe. Gaming with Sheamus right here.
New YouTube alert. Nina's brother came through to the office. Nina called me up and said, listen, my brother really wants to come through. He wants to pick your brain.
Whoa.
There you go.
It's awesome.
Look, and I think the cleaning people were trying to wipe it and left streaks. You like that one?
No way.
It's not that hard to have your name up here as well.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing you have going for you, which is really, really important, right?
McDonald's.
So the reason we put out all this content, we do all these fancy videos, and we have 3 videographers, and we're like gonna have Nina too. But what happens is that we're in a very, very small space, and I'll explain to you what that means, right? Yeah. So think about how many people out there play video games.
Okay.
Hundreds of millions, right?
Okay. Yeah.
When it comes to watches, there's not a lot of people out there that collect watches or buy expensive watches, let's say.
Okay.
Which means that our space is much smaller. The space that you in is huge. Meaning that you can get millions of subscribers by continually putting out your content a lot faster and a lot easier. You can surpass us very quickly if you do all the right things, because the number of audience that you can reach is much, much bigger.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because, again, a lot more people play video games, or like to watch people play video games, than people that buy watches, right? If Nina started a channel tomorrow doing makeup tips or hair tips, she could probably surpass us too, because again, a lot more eyes want to see that than watches, right?
Yeah.
But I will give you one thing you should remember. Remember 3 C's. Creative, content, consistent.
There's nothing more satisfying to seeing a young child that is motivated to create content. I know a lot of you guys have children, a lot of our followers, and if your children are into gaming, make sure to follow Gaming with Sheamus.
Dom, you look nervous.
No, I'm good.
I know you've been contemplating a few days now since we spoke on Friday.
Yeah.
We hired a new social media persona named Don Murphy. He quickly realized that his passion may lie with sales. So like any other times, we said, you know what, if this is really what you want to do, you want to get into sales, let's have a proper interview. And good luck, Don, because it's Adrian doing the interview.
So look, the idea is as follows. We don't need another salesperson right now. In fact, the two guys that left us, obviously for both completely different reasons, and they didn't pan out for obvious reasons, is not really a testament to our company, but more of a testament to what's going on in the market. In other words, when we took on the rest of the sales force is because the volume of business that we had was significantly higher than it is now.
Yeah.
Now, their sales guys are busy, and you're helping them out with content.
Yeah.
Their workflow and their workload is enough that they can handle. So to bring somebody else in to help them with their workload almost doesn't really make sense, but that's not a no. So my idea for you is, because you're so good at content, is client acquisition.
Okay.
So I was thinking about this long and hard, like what the best use case scenario for you would be, and it would be to generate your own leads. We'll do a 6-month trial run to see how that is. If you get a guy on Instagram or TikTok and you sell him, that's your commission, effective today, right? Obviously, I'll be there to help. Everybody else will be there to help. But that's how it's going to go. And that's where I want to see over the next 6 months where that goes.
Sounds cool.
Does that make sense?
So like as far as that goes, like as in like comes through the Luxury Bazaar account, or how?
We're going to create an account for you.
Oh, okay.
I don't like to use the word intern.
Yeah, but I get what you're
kind of just like sales guy in training, because as time progressed and new people started to come in, we did things differently and we've learned certain things. And right now, the one edge that you have above all them is your creativity and your ability to reach people, especially on Instagram. Let's get cooking.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I appreciate it.
This is great, man. I wanted you to see it in person because when people see 2023 and then it says like pre-owned, but then when I pulled the archives, which I want to pull them again real quick while we're here, I wanted to double check archives because remember we had the other year also. Okay. But for the small difference in price with the 2022, it wasn't coming back on the site. I believe it's sold. Okay. Let me check this one just to confirm. So this one is marked as pre-owned like new condition 2023. Okay.
This is definitely the watch. I couldn't, and it's funny too because I was looking at like some of the other like the oysters and.
No, stick with Jubilee.
I really want
this is killing me right now.
Yeah, man, this is amazing. This is what I'm taking.
Just want to say thank you to my client who purchased this beautiful Datejust Wimbledon, one of my favorite Rolex models in that specific configuration. Enjoy your new watch.
So how is this new sales position going?
Ready for this? I learned yesterday.
What did you learn?
I'm teaching myself reference numbers right now.
It's so unimportant.
Yeah, but he said do little at a time, so I'm trying to do little at a time. So I got the Smurf down, 126619.
You know what I want to tell you?
That does mean it. That's actually the wrong one. 126619. That's the blueberry, not just right. Yeah.
Oh, God, Marco. All right, so here's what I'm going to tell you. 9 out of 10 clients don't know the reference number to a Smurf or a Starbucks. Did you know that? And nor do they care. Well, that's a good language to have in between, internally between market buyers and sellers and dealers when you're sourcing stuff. But you can just as easily say, I need a Starbucks. What I would rather do is you pick up a watch. Do you know what reference number this is? I don't care. But what you should know is you pick up a watch. If you don't know 5 things about this watch, that's what you should concentrate on. If you're working on a watch, and you just pick that watch up, and you can't tell me 5 things about this watch, Marco, tell me 5 things about this watch.
It's a 5402 BC white gold, made in 1972 originally, although white gold is a lot rarer because they made it in steel. Designed by 𝗙𝗰𝗲𝗯ance, not to mention, of course, it's a diamond dial, so super rare. Has the original JLC 920 movement. That's really what you want to know.
That's what's going to impress the client.
Yeah, absolutely.
The fact that this is a 5402, well, then there's market price and things like that.
Price and where the market is going, especially if you have a crystal ball, clients love that.
So the point I'm trying to make is 9 out of 10 clients are not going to know that it's a 5402 BC. But that's not going to impress him. What he said is going to impress him off the cuff. So in this job, you're lucky to be able to pick up a watch almost every 10 minutes on average, and 9 out of 10 times you won't know 5 things about that watch. But here's the thing, is that if I left this watch for you for 5 minutes and you Googled it and you did some research, this opens up a lot of avenues, because then it opens up an avenue. Who was Gerald Genta? Why is he so iconic? Why is he considered the most iconic watch designer of all time at this very moment? Because he designed this, because he designed the Nautilus, because he designed the Ingenieur, and so on and so on, right? You know what the best source of information is, believe it or not, is the people that are around you and Wikipedia. It's all there. And once you read about it once, it's going to open up an interest to research something else. How did you design the royal oak? Well, he actually drew it on a napkin overnight. Little things, right? But that's the type of conversation. Me and you have it, all of a sudden, I spike your interest, and you're not a client. That's the kind of stuff. Reference numbers are great. And the funny thing is you'll learn them anyway. You don't have to sit there and study them.
Can't do any type of business. I gotta sit here and try to put this shit. Disaster.
So he wants a 59.90, and the reason.
Of course he does. That's what I'm talking about. So don't just say I can park it with somebody if you can't park it with somebody. Like that's what I don't like. I don't like when you do that.
Again, but now we need a 59.90.
It's crazy. I'm sitting here like pennies.
What's happening? Fill me in here.
Adrian is being Adrian.
Yeah, don't let it stress you out, bro. If you need me to do 100 push-ups right now, I'll knock them out.
Adrian's being Adrian, but guess what? Everything's gonna get done, and we're gonna come out with a W because Adrian's being Adrian. If not, we're gonna be running around doing TikToks like we were doing on Friday. I lost my f***ing mind when I saw
What was that,
by the way? The TikTok, you and your crew. That's your team.
What TikTok are you talking about?
You probably didn't see.
I'm
over here sweating. Three phones going at once, trying to figure out how to do this trade, how to pay this bill. Customs stuff, dudes call me, and I go on Instagram and I see this on TikTok.
What is that?
The team, your social media team, is doing some TikTok thing. I'm like, are you serious? I think he's told us what they were doing. You were there.
I was in it.
Yeah.
And this move, get done.
Really?
True or false?
Dude, I learned so much. Dude, I learned so much in this room.
So, Mr. What is it? Prodigy Salesman of the Year, aka Marco, Mr. Know-It-All. You want to compare sales numbers with me? Because I'm in that office. I'm not in this office. I'm not in the board.
You're 20 years in the business.
Okay,
Don't
hold
count.
on one second.
Your friend.
I'm not a salesperson.
So either am I. So he's rocking and rolling.
How do you say you're not a salesman? You're the face of the business, Roman. People naturally by
I just had to put it on my FaceTime to close the deal.
But that's what I'm saying. They by osmosis.
Well, your number.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you 3 little words, and I want you to remember them. Okay? I love you.
That's good. Look, first of all,
your numbers are bigger than his.
Yes.
All I gotta say.
Oh, look at that face.
Bro, all I know is that if we just keep receiving these 100K wires, we'll bounce back. Don't worry. You ever go to Funzilla? We're about to bounce back.
You remind me of somebody. Maybe it has something to do with the beards.
Who?
Another 100K will bounce back.
Who?
You. Who?
No, I said 100K deals coming in. They're gonna just keep rolling in, bro.
Keep them rolling.
Bro, I'm feeling the turn. Two weeks ago, but now it's completely different. It's gonna turn. It's gonna turn.
You know why I love him?
Good. You gotta be positive, bro. Confidence and positivity.
You know what?
There's a fine line between ignorance and fucking.
How about this on camera? If I don't sell the 𝗙𝗲𝗲𝗯, I pay you $1,000 cash. How about that?
Oh, I'm gonna take your money.
No, you're saying it's a bluff deal. Let's do it. Shake.
And what time frame?
I get it sold before the condo sells. Let's just shake on that. I'll do lunch. Just lunch. That I sell
from $1,000 to lunch.
No.
I got a better idea. Sell the Bubba within the next 2 weeks, and
all right, it'll be before 2 weeks. How about that?
And you'll get an extra $1,000
Which
commission.
Bubba? Who's Bubba? Who's?
We found one. We hauled one, bro.
There's 25 of them I can get tomorrow.
No. There's something we learned about the Bubbas. There's a couple rare ones out there, right? And I verified to make sure because I don't know as much as you would. I found the 2021 rare bird.
There's fried shrimp.
Might be one of the only ones in the market.
What's rare about it?
There's shrimp burger.
So pretty much mint condition, not a touch.
What do you mean by rare bird?
He's telling me there's none on the market.
Is it America's edition? Is it baby blue inside? Is it red inside?
But he's telling me. He's like, I know Adrian. He's like, there's none on the market. I'm gonna pull it up.
New style paper.
Let's see how rare this is.
No,
it's new style.
Maybe if it's new style papers, it doesn't make it rare.
But he's saying, he said, good luck finding one. He said his line, find another one.
Find me another.
He said it. He said, find me another.
Find me another.
When he said that, I started cracking up. He's like, find me another. I was like,
yeah, find me another marker.
Hold on, we're gonna find it.
Guys, never a dull moment here at Luxury Bazaar. We all work as a team. We all work as one, but healthy competition is always great around the office, myself included. I'm a pretty competitive person as well. We love our team. We love where we're going. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.